Life offers us many choices throughout our lifetime, but in my opinion, the most crucial choice we have is choosing ourselves. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. My name is Brandon Aries, and welcome to the Sanctuary. While I was on my mental getaway, which is up now, if you haven't seen it, I'll leave a card right up here for you. The day we left was also the same day that Kendrick Lamar dropped his newest album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And as many of you know, your boy loves his music. Not like there's a wall right here that just explains all of that. So I tried listening to Kendrick's album as much as I possibly could on this trip. The main track that stood out to me the most was Mirror. And I think you were already able to tell based on the title of this video. So I feel like this next part will be more understood by fellow music heads. So for those of you who aren't, bear with me. When you listen to an album, you go through some or all of the tracks in the album, and there's just that one song that scratches a certain part of your brain. Kind of like how people get that sensation when they put a Q-tip in their ear. Instant feelings rush in, whether it's serotonin, tears, sadness, etc. Either way, Mirror made me feel a certain way. It made me think, which is one thing I absolutely adore about music. As I was on the water and going through that week away from everything, that's when perspective started to come in. I started looking into the lyrics, and boy, we got some goodies. Now, just a disclaimer, this is just my perspective and what his words meant to me and how I can relate it in my life and in my space. The pressure's taking over me. It's beginning to loom. Sometimes in life, we tend to have more on our plate than we can handle. With that comes pressure. Pressure that can sometimes be overbearing or tend to loom over us. From that pressure, we can do one of two things. We can relieve the pressure or be taken over by it. Evolve, the only thing known. We as human beings should always be evolving. It's kind of in our genetic makeup as human beings. As the world changes, so should we. But if we don't change, we cannot survive. One of the most primal things we can do is evolve. Personal gain off my pain, it's nonsense. Now, let me answer this with some lyrics from another song. In Childish Gambino's album 3:15:20, the song 1910, to be happy really means that someone else ain't. And balance ain't a one food plate. Everything is give and take. The fact that I did that in one take was amazing. I remember hearing that and thinking of past instances of my life and then thinking, damn, that is true. It really does suck that sometimes in order to be happy, someone else isn't. And I can agree that it does feel like nonsense when someone gains happiness at the expense of your pain. Working on myself, the counseling is not easy. Working on yourself, in my opinion, should never be easy. It's one of the hardest things you can do in your life. I started working on myself because I lost sight of who I was. And over the past 2 years, I feel like I can finally see again, but with a wider lens, because of that decision to change. Run away from the culture to follow my heart. The reason why I added this lyric was because that was what I had kind of done. My father so desperately wanted me to be something I never was, and I chose to run away from that life and follow my heart. I wanted to follow my dream and what I wanted to do. Be an actor, be a content creator. Had I not done that and given myself the freedom to grow away from that, I would not be here today. I realized true love is not saving face, but unconditional. The most genuine love you will ever have in your life is unconditional love. The love between a child and their parent is unconditional. The love amongst siblings is unconditional. The love amongst yourself is unconditional. So many people nowadays love under a condition, and that's not true love in the slightest. Kendrick has talked about self-love before by saying, you gotta learn to love yourself. Because in this world, that's the realest love you will ever get. Sorry I didn't save the world, my friend. I was too busy building mine again. I think sometimes we all need to learn to step back from everything and take a breath. Regroup with ourselves. Before my self journey began, I didn't really have a world of my own. Now I have, well, a sanctuary. Taking the time to step back and rebuild yourself, I feel, is extremely beneficial because when you come back stronger and maybe even smarter too. The last thing I want to talk about with Mirror is want. After hearing this song, I've noticed I'm trying to prioritize myself more rather than doing things I don't want to do. I've also been living life a little more weightless, if that makes sense. Just living life unapologetically and feeling light as a feather. Lastly, it's made me think about venturing into being closer with God and rebuilding that relationship in that realm. The moral of this week: choose yourself, love yourself, rebuild yourself. Ooh, that is a wrap on this week's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you choose yourself. But if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like. It is always so much appreciated here in the sanctuary for mental health, dating, and everyday life advice. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, hit the notification bell for every week this lonely lover boy pops up in your subscription feed. Also, check me out on Twitch. I'm on there every Wednesday night, or at least I try to get on. It was a rough start from getting back from vacation, so I didn't stream last week, but I streamed this week. So if I didn't see you last week, I'll see you this week or next week. Be sure to follow my socials. What is this? Is this an Only Oni hat that's coming in the spring 22 collection? It sure is. We are less than 2 weeks out until the drop. I'm so excited. Got this a little early access. Got some other stuff coming in as well, so be sure to get your new merch. Remember, use code Aries for 10% off your order. Maybe you'll pick up a hat, maybe some shirts, maybe some shorts, or maybe you can have all of that in the new duffel bag. Wouldn't that be awesome? For updates on streams and YouTube videos, please be sure to follow my socials, my Twitter and my Instagram. Again, links will be in the description below, as well as all the equipment that I use for each and every video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace.